So, good afternoon, student. Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good morning to all. Okay. So, before the vacation, that is the in the month of December, in the last class we have discussed about the boundary conditions. Okay. So, boundary conditions in an electrostatic field we have seen, and we have seen the condition for where the two mediums were both dielectric. That is dielectric boundary conditions we have seen, and we have derived the equations, the conditions from the boundary for for the electric field intensity and the magnetic flux density. Okay, so these conditions we have seen. Now, in this particular next lecture, we will be discussing about the same boundary conditions, but this time it will be for conductor and dielectric. That means the dielectric boundary condition was the most, you can say, the basic one. Okay, so if you are able to manage the boundary conditions for the dielectric medium, then for the dielectric, okay, so for that case you don't have to work too hard. You can just consider some cases for the conductor. Okay, okay, so for the conductor dielectric boundary conditions, it means that okay, so it means that the first medium is a conductor and the second medium is a dielectric. Okay, okay, so the first conductor, the first medium is a conductor. So we all know that conductors have means enormous number of free electrons. Okay, so suppose it is a very good conductor, so it is having enormous number of free electrons. So conductor is assumed to be perfect. So we are considering the conductor to be a perfect conductor. So the conductor will have the surface charge density sigma to be infinity. Okay, suppose that means infinity means it is actually uncountable. That means the amount of charges with electrons. Okay, so this is the so you can say this is the figure. If I draw the outline, then it will be easier for you. Okay, this one. So these are the two mediums. Okay, two different diagrams have been drawn. Why? Because with one diagram, one figure number A, 1A, we will be explaining, or we will be getting the equation for the electric field intensity, and for B we will be getting the equation for the electric flux density. Okay, okay, so now this is the boundary, this line is the boundary, okay, which is separating the two medium 1 and medium 2. Okay, this is the boundary. So this is medium 1, which is a dielectric. This is medium 2, which is a conductor. Okay, same here also, medium 1 for dielectric, medium 2 for conductor. Now let us concentrate on figure number 1A. Okay, now in the dielectric we all know that it is having a permittivity of epsilon. It is having a permittivity of epsilon. Okay, so which means that the permittivity will be absolute permittivity multiplied by relative permittivity, because since it is dielectric medium, it is not free space, so it is having some relative permittivity. Okay, that we have seen in the previous example for the dielectric boundary condition. And we all know that if there is an electric field intensity in a dielectric medium, then it is divided into two components. One is the tangential component, one is the normal component. Okay. Now, for the second medium, which is now a conductor, the conductor is considered to be perfect conductor, where there are enormous number of free electrons, uncountable. Okay. So, suppose the number of charges, that means one electron is having some charge, okay, 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. So, what is the amount of charge per unit area, or per unit area actually, sigma? So, it is almost uncountable, so you cannot measure it, because that is why it is called to infinity, because since it is a perfect conductor, it is considered to have means uncountable number of free electrons. So, sigma is infinity. Okay. Or rho c equals to 0. So, although such a conductor is not practically realizable, because such a pure conductor is not available, so we may regard conductors such as copper and silver as though they were perfect conductors. So, we are assuming that a copper is there, a pure copper, who is a perfect conductor. Now, in a perfect conductor, the electric field intensity is 0. E is 0. Why? Because what is electric field intensity means? When you are having a medium, and in the medium you are putting a charge. Okay. In the electrostatics first module we have, second module we have seen that in an suppose dielectric medium is there, you are putting a point charge Q. So, this Q is creating some electric field across it. Okay. E. Okay. So, now when you are bringing another charge Q2 in this particular area, suppose at point P, it will experience some force, and that force will be equals to E into Q2. Okay, at this particular point P, because electric field intensity is nothing but the force experienced by a unit positive charge when placed at that particular point. Okay, that means if 1 coulomb of charge is placed over here, then it will experience a force, that is E. That is why E is equals to F by Q2. But when you are not bringing a unit positive charge, you are bringing a charge which is having some whole number value charge. That means force will be electric field intensity multiplied by that charge. Okay, that is the force. Now, since we are having one charge in this particular area, okay, suppose in a conductor, when you are having uncountable number of charges, okay, when you are having uncountable number of charges, so in that case, what is happening? Okay, so in that case, since there are uncountable number of charges, so the charge density is infinity. Okay, so in that case, electric field intensity, okay, it is almost equals to 0, because since all the charges are present and all the electrons are present, okay, so it is almost equals to 0, because the reason is that in the dielectric medium, okay, because if you consider dielectric medium, you can bring one charge and put over here, but in a solid conductor you cannot bring one charge directly like that. Okay, that is why the electric field intensity in a solid conductor is not considered to be a positive value. Okay, it is considered to be 0, because in a solid conductor we are not bringing any charge in that particular surface. Okay, because it is already totally full of charges, so there is no space. There is no space for any other charge to be accumulated, because it is a solid conductor. In a solid conductor, you cannot put any charge. It is not possible. Okay, because it is a structure. It is an atomic structure is there. That is why the electric field intensity in a solid conductor is 0. In a perfect conductor is 0. Okay. Now, if it is 0, then we cannot get these values, because if you remember, in the previous example, okay, I'm erasing this part. In the previous case for dielectric medium, if I repeat once again, if you can remember that there were two surfaces. In the first surface there was E, okay, then there was E1 actually, then there was E1T, this was E1N. In the second medium there was E2, there was E2T, and there was E2N. So here is actually E1, it is actually E1, En1, Et1 or 1T, whatever. But in this case E2 is 0. E2 is 0. So if it is 0, so there is no tangential component, there is no normal component. Okay. So that means if I take a circuit like this, a conductor, a circuit where current is flowing, similarly for which we have seen in the previous case. Okay. So the arrow will be like this. I think it is not given properly. Okay. So if you consider that equation, okay, this equation, that the closed line integral of E dot dl is 0. Okay, the closed line integral of E dot dl is 0. So that means starting from D, DC, B, A, D, okay, like this, or I think this is done in the opposite way, I think. Okay, so they have started from here. Okay, so no problem, same thing. So what we will do, we will start from A. So A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. Okay, so let us start from medium number 2. Okay, so from medium number 2 we will start. So from A to B. Okay, so E dot dl. So E dot dl. So for A to B, that means for A to B, what is E dot dl? It is 0 dot delta W. Delta W, this is delta W, so this is delta W. So 0 dot delta W, writing 0 dot delta W. Okay, but I'm using another color. Okay, now this part, okay, this part total length is delta H, so half will be delta H by 2 from B to this point, and again in medium number 1 the rest half will be delta H by 2. So in medium number 2 again E is 0, so we will write E, for this case we will write 0 dot delta H by 2. Then from medium number 1 it is normal component, so it is En1 dot delta H by 2. Okay, then this from C to D it will be E dot dl. E is tangential component, dl is delta W, so E1T delta W, or ET, we are not writing 1T because only one E is there, so we write ET delta W, but it is not positive ET. Why? Because the tangential component is from left to right, but C from C to D it is right to left, it is minus ET, so minus ET okay, so it is minus ET delta W. Okay, this point. Now again from D to this midpoint in medium number 1, so this is normal component from here to here. From here to here it is normal component, this direction. So it will be En1, En actually dot delta H by 2, because this entire thing is delta H, so this part is delta H by 2. But the normal component is from bottom to upwards, it is directed upwards, but D to A is downwards, so it is minus En delta H by 2. It is minus En delta H by 2, this part. And the remaining part from this midpoint to A, it is 0, because 0 delta H by 2. So minus En delta H by 2 minus 0. Okay. So this is our equation. Now, since if you derive this, or if you evaluate this, what you will get? you will get that this part will get cancelled. It is getting cancelled, okay, because this is 0, so this is not there, this value is also 0, this tends to 0, this is 0, okay, this is 0, and this to cancel. So what we are getting? We are getting 0 equals to minus ET delta W, or ET equals to 0, as if that the height is 0, okay. We also consider the height is 0, so but then it is told that the tangential component is 0. That means the tangential component of a conductor and dielectric boundary. Suppose you have a situation where the electric field is passing from medium number 1 and entering medium number 2. Now medium number 1 is dielectric and the boundary in the other side we have a conductor. So automatically in the conductor side the electric field which is passing will disappear. Electric field intensity will be 0. Okay, it will be 0. So now what is the relation? What is the condition that if such a situation occurs that the medium is dielectric to conductor, then the tangential component will be 0. So you will not get any tangential component. You will only have the normal component. Okay. So electric field is actually normal. So that means if you place or if you inject or if you divert the electric field tangentially like this, suppose in that particular angle like this, then also you will not get any tangential component. So if you pass on the electric field intensity at a particular slanting angle, it will have the same effect if you are passing on in the normal direction, because the tangential component is not there. Okay, this is the condition. Now going to the second figure 1b, where we are deriving the tangential component for the electric flux density. So we will use this Maxwell's equation of you can consider Gauss law. Okay, Maxwell's equation from Gauss law, that the closed surface integral of the electric flux density d is equals to the charge inside the surface. Okay, so we will have this particular Gaussian surface. Okay, and we'll consider that inside in the middle there is a charge placed. In the middle there is a charge, okay, Q, and is fluxes are coming out from the particular surface. Obviously fluxes do not come from the side, do not come out from the side, as we have discussed earlier. It is comes out from the top only. Now if such a situation is there, that charge is placed over here inside this particular cylindrical structure, and the charges are coming out from the top. Okay, so that means the charges will not come out from the bottom. Why? Because fluxes, these are what? These are flux. What is this coming out? Fluxes are coming out, psi. Okay, where flux density is equals to psi per area, surface area. This is the surface area, delta S. Okay, surface area. And bottom also there is surface area, delta S. But fluxes will not come out. Why? Because electric field intensity is not there. So the fluxes will not come out. So only fluxes are coming out from the top. Okay, so not from the side also, not from the bottom also, only from the top. So the equation as it lies that the closed surface integral of d is equals to q. Okay, that means the surface integral of d, that means d is what? D is coming from the top, so it is normal component. Okay, so normal component. So normal component multiplied by delta S will be equals to charge itself, delta Q. Okay, it will be delta Q, because in the bottom what happens? Bottom there is no flux coming out. So previously in the dielectric medium what we have seen, we used to calculate like this, that surface, top surface amount of flux density minus bottom surface. Okay, but over here in the bottom surface there is no flux density because there is no charge, the electric field intensity is 0, so only the top surface is there. So it is normal component dn dot ds equals to dq. So suppose this charge is dq, the charge is dq, suppose. Okay, so it lies as if that d dot ds is equals to dq, but which d? Since the fluxes are coming out parallel normal, so only this normal component, only normal component. Okay, now as we know that in the conductor why the fluxes are not coming out? Because electric field intensity is 0. So what is the relation? Relation is because d is equals to epsilon e. Since e is 0, so d will also be 0. Okay, since e is 0, d will also be 0. Okay, so that is why in the conductor the d will be 0. Okay, so that means the equation says that this is the justification that why in the conductor surface or conductor medium the d is 0, because if electric field intensity is 0, so the electric charge density, electric flux density is equals to epsilon e. So e is 0, d will also be 0. Now since we have this equation of delta q equals to dn dot ds, okay, so what is delta q? So that is, what is delta q by delta s? What is delta q by delta s? Delta q by delta s, it is actually charge density, charge per area. Okay, so charge density, so it is charge density, so it is rho. Okay, so it is rho s, it is rho s. Okay, so that is why it is called dn is equals to rho s. So that means the normal component of the electric flux density is nothing but the surface charge density. The surface charge density is equals to the normal component. Thus, under static conditions, the following conclusions can be made about a perfect conductor: that no electric field may exist within a conductor. Okay, that means in a conductor, electric field cannot exist. Okay, so this is the first conclusion we can get from this dielectric to conductor boundary condition. Okay, second is that since the electric field intensity is negative of the gradient of V, and which is also equals to 0, therefore no potential difference between any two points in the conductor. That is, a conductor is an equipotential body. So this is also derived from here. Okay, so coming back to this point, if the question asks that what is the dielectric, what is the boundary condition for a dielectric and conductor surface? Okay, so you will say that at the boundary conditions of a dielectric to conductor case, the tangential component of the electric field intensity is 0, and tangential component of which medium? Medium of dielectric, because electric field does not have any, the conductor does not have any electric field. So the tangential component of electric field intensity, which is 0, is the electric field intensity of the dielectric medium, because for a conductor electric field intensity is 0. And same for the dielectric medium, the the electric flux density is there, but electric flux density of a conductor is 0. Why? Because electric flux density d is equals to epsilon e. If e is 0, d will also be 0. That is why for the conductor surface, the d is also 0. Okay, so d is also 0. Hence, so we can write in this way, like this, that in a conductor d is also 0. You can also mention like this. So which means that the normal component of the dielectric medium is equals to the charge density, surface charge density. Okay, so what conclusion we can get? We can get these two conclusions, and one more conclusion, that if electric field intensity is 0, then electric flux density is 0, as well as the potential is also 0. That means inside a conductor, inside a conductor, suppose a copper conductor, we are taking a copper wire, you are 1 meter length. So in between 1 meter length, you take 2 points A and B in the copper conductor of distance of 100 centimeter. Now potential at point A will always be equal to potential at point B. Why? Because a conductor is a equipotential surface, because there is no potential difference between a conductor. Okay, these are the two conclusions we can get. And the third one, as we have already told, that the tangential component is 0. So tangential component of electric flux density will be 0, but normal component of electric flux density is there. Okay, so this is also worth mentioning that normal component we are not getting any case, okay, from here, but we are getting the tangential component. So if I summarize over here, that from the first figure 1a, what you are getting, that tangential component is 0, and from 1b we are getting that the normal component is equals to rho s. Fine. So now from this figure, from this conclusion, we can derive that since D is equals to epsilon E, so the tangential component of the electric flux density is also 0. That is why in this case we are only getting the normal component case. देखो यहाँ पर सिर्फ नॉर्मल कंपोनेंट मिलता है, क्योंकि टेंजेंशियल कंपोनेंट जो है वो 0 है. क्यों 0 है? क्योंकि टेंजेंशियल कंपोनेंट ऑफ E 0 है. ठीक है. Now from here normal component of E is exist. How? Because the normal component of E, because dN is equals to epsilon En is rho s, so therefore En, normal component of E, is equals to rho s by epsilon. Okay, epsilon of which medium? Dielectric medium. So this we can conclude. So an important application of the fact that E is 0 inside a conductor is in electrostatic screening or shielding. If a conductor A kept at 0 potential surrounds conductor B as shown in figure 2, B is said to be electrically screened by A from other electric surfaces such as conductor C outside A. So that means in a conductor electric field intensity is 0. So suppose we have two conductors, okay, conductor A which is grounded and conductor B which is inside conductor A. Inside means not touching. I mean suppose ये एक वायर है, इसके बीच में एक टेबल है, टेबल पे के ऊपर A कंडक्टर का वायर डाला है और B कंडक्टर का एक स्ट्रक्चर रखा है. Both the conductors are of different material. Okay. Now if you take another conductor C put over here, so this is conductor B will be screened because it is kind of shield, so no impact on conductor B will be experienced. Okay. Similarly C outside A is screened by A from B, so C के ऊपर भी B का कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. A का इफेक्ट हो सकता है, लेकिन A अगर ग्राउंडेड है तो इसका इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. It is totally screened. Okay. Thus conductor A like a screen or shield, and the conductor and the electrical conditions inside and outside the screen are completely independent of each other. Okay. So it is acting like a shield. Okay. Okay, so it is up to here. So we will discuss this in the next class, next topic. If you have any doubt, you can ask. If you have any questions. Okay, have you gone through the previous notes after the slot exam? तो slot exam में तो जितना तक पढ़ाया था उतना नहीं था, उससे थोड़ा आगे तक था, लेकिन slot exam के सिलेबस में जो था उसके बाद भी मैंने पढ़ाया था, जो slot exam में नहीं था, तो वो वाला नोट्स भी तुमको पढ़ना है. ठीक है, because the dialectic boundary condition was not in the slot exam. Okay. So that you have to study, then only you will be able to understand this case for conductor dielectric. Next, one more condition is there, which is the conductor and free space. That is very easy. So I'm not digging into that. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. If you have any problem, you can ask. Otherwise, you may leave because the second class may have started. Okay. If you have any doubt, then we can discuss in the next class. So you go through the notes. नोट्स को पढ़ो. अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम होता है तो हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके. Okay, so then thank you then, students.